What's up, guys? Masterwork weapons are busted for new PvMers. They've been updated to provide a 2% healing passive for all damage dealt. Basically, every other combat style just got their Ghost Conjure equivalent. This means you can use protection prayers while still getting healed passively, just like Soul Split would. The healing is lower than Soul Split healing, but your damage taken will also be halved now. That means that we can use the regular prayer book for lower prayer drain and higher damage bonuses when we have 100% accuracy. I've only just started cooking with these new perks, so today I'll show a proof of concept of the setups at Chaos Elemental, and then have a further discussion about it later in the video. Chaos Elemental is a super easy boss, but it does drop a boss pet, so it's worth checking off your list at some point. AFK Chaos Elemental is presently considered solved, but the requirements are steep. Above the Last Guardians, Serenic, Elder Overload Salves, 95 Prayer, and the Holy Scarab Familiar. It's a little much for such a basic boss, but those requirements are so steep because you want to consistently two-shot the Chaos Elemental without taking too much damage or running out of prayer. Well, guess what? We don't need Soul Split anymore. This makes the Chaos Elemental a cakewalk and much more accessible. I grabbed myself a Masterwork bow. It was about 500 mil, so I know right now there's going to be comments, this isn't beginner friendly, but these weapons are relatively cheap compared to similarly strong weapons. Other bows work, but they don't provide the passive healing effect we're getting with a Masterwork bow, so they require additional sustain. I've put Coroming 4 Precise 6 on the bow, and I'm going to combo it with a set of Armadillo armor. Obviously, you can use better gear, but I'm keeping it simple. You'll also find your character doesn't auto-retaliate until it takes damage, so having lower tier armor can actually increase your kills per hour. I'll pop up the full preset I made so you guys can copy it. You really don't need much here at all, just the regen bracelet and the bow, but everything else does help a little bit at least. For our action bar, we're going to use Greater Ricochet, Snapshot, and finally Rapid Fire. If you don't have Greater Ricochet, you can use Piercing Shot, Snapshot, Rapid Fire instead, and then maybe throw a couple other basics on the bar just in case. To get to the Chaos Elemental, I use a Portable Obelisk and tele to option 6, level 50 Wilderness, then run west. Set up a coil right where the Chaos Elemental spawns. This just helps with aggro a bit when you get tossed around. You don't need it, but it does help sometimes when the elemental doesn't attack you right away. You'll also want to make sure to keep your inventory full, so grab a drop after placing the cannon. Here's the inventory layout I'm using. I have some drop placeholders and then prayer restore items to fill all the slots so Chaos Elemental doesn't unequip my gear. In the regular prayer book, I use Overpowering Force and Rapid Renewal. Overpowering Force is the range strength prayer. It combos with my Amulet of Zealots to give me a 16% ranged damage bonus. If you're not doing enough damage, you can add Divine Rage for 21% damage and replace your legendary familiar with a Holy Scarab. We can also use full arrows to get another 15% damage, which absolutely shreds the Chaos Elemental. It is possible to two-hit it without using full arrows, but if you find your DPS is a little too low, just toss in the full arrows and you'll be all set. As you can see, the healing from the bow keeps me safe along with the regen bracelet. No need for Soul Split. Without the bow, you don't get quite enough healing and will need to eat occasionally, but honestly, you should be pretty fine. Your cannon should keep aggro going so you can AFK while getting super fast kills. You don't even need overloads, just a super prayer renewal is enough. This is a cool method, but obviously a very niche use of the bow. What I'm more interested in is the broader applications. For example, AFK Slayer, harder AFK bossing like God Wars Dungeons 1 and 2, and even high-level PvM for learners. Before, the meta was basically bring a ghost familiar with necromancy and you'll survive everywhere to learn. But now, a Masterwork 2H sword with a vampirism scrimshaw will also do considerable healing. I'm sure more synergies will come out, like how it stacks with the Blood Reaver if you can swap in Masterwork weapons for certain parts of rotations. Maybe even some onslaught potential, who knows? Honestly, the biggest plays will be stuff like replacing a vampirism aura instead of relying on that for a method to work. Now you can use something else in the aura slot to get higher DPS or better prayer sustain. In short, the passive is really good to make the traditional combat styles more accessible for regular PvMers, cut back on some of the reliance on necromancy, and enable some new methods that haven't even been created yet. The only downside is the cost for the weapons is a little bit higher than other non-best in slot gear, but they're still way cheaper than any tier 95 to 100 upgrades for boss drop weapons. I would definitely consider buying a Masterwork weapon if you want a more chill experience PvMing and aren't looking to spend 2 billion GP on a best in slot item. Let me know in the comments what other methods you've found, or let me know what else you'd like to see from me. I'm always open to video ideas from you guys. Thanks.